passive aiming approaches, it's difficult to option with the wrong equipment because sometimes you can't with some elements of in the PIP, like clarifier, it's very difficult to move your focus. But it's much more related to the focus of attention. So if you bring the focus on the aiming point, attention over the touch from the target, and the perception of the aiming movement is easier, or at least more natural. Why is more natural? Because finally you are moving the good stuff. You are not trying to move in the wrong stuff. Establishing which type of attitudes is closer to the athletes is only possible if we can merge and they try to manage in competition. Okay? So this kind of test is quite easy to do. Just a little view about this. A lot of recurve already did. You know why? Because they have, with the focus on the scope, they have more perception on the alignment from scope strings. If they put attention only in the too far target, the strings becomes too blur, and they have also the scope. They have no good feeling about perception of alignment from the scope to the strings. No? So putting the focus on the aiming points on the scope, give to them something in the middle. No, they can manage better this alignment, and also they are not so related for the view of the target. So now we make a double test laser. Why double? Because this is the laser that we used yesterday, and this is another laser that you can put on an arrow. You can also put a classic pointer with a tape. Just remind you not shot that arrow. You need a lot of laser to make the test. Okay? So, what happened? Consider this. We have athletes now that are merging the two elements that we saw yesterday. So the test of the laser and the aiming. Why? Because the arrow is giving you something much more related to the aiming. No? It's not the same, but it's much more. So what happened? That we have two different lasers. First, the test can be done to have a clear idea if the management of the target is identical to the management of the movement of the ball. Is the double test something like this? Means that obviously on the bow side there is something moving that the athletes can see inside. Okay? As I say, it's not really sight, it's really the arrow, but the arrow is much more related to the side movement because it's not moving with the ball. Okay? If you have something like this, it's the optimal vision. It means that the athlete is managing both, is managing the aiming and the ball in quite the same. Obviously, this is too optimal. So the ball every time will move a little more than the arrow. It's quite natural. Okay, so it remains unchanged. The fact that the ball is rotating on the hand of the athlete does show in the scope some movement, since there are only mirrors on the lens. So even if this is happening, the athletes maybe is just still see into the scope stable or fixed, because the scope is just moving on this side. Okay? Everything's clear? Okay. So